Catfishes are amazing in large part because of their diversity. They're just incredibly biodiverse fishes. They span over 4,000 species that are globally distributed. They're on every continent except Antarctica, but there's actually a catfish fossil known from Antarctica. That diversity then provides a tool for us to understand larger questions about the origins of freshwater biodiversity and the function of freshwater biodiversity, the function of habitats like rivers, lakes, and streams that are really important to us as sources of fresh water, as sources of food, as sources of recreation. So catfishes provide that diversity of catfishes provide or make catfishes a really valuable model for understanding those ecosystems. They're also really bizarre. Catfishes are just incredibly diverse in form and shape, not just numbers of species, but the different life histories that they have evolved to occupy. So there are catfishes that feed at the surface. There are catfishes that feed in midwater. There are predatory catfishes. There are filter-feeding catfishes. There are catfishes that are parasites that feed on the blood, scales, skin, and mucus of other fishes in their environment. So catfishes are really amazing in that regard, the variety of ways of making a living that they've evolved into. Catfishes are pretty easily distinguishable from all other fishes. They do not have scales, so they just have skin, or some catfishes have armored plates on the outside, but no scales. And then they have these barbels that are sensory structures near the mouth that help them taste and touch the environment that they live in and help them find food. And there are 3 pairs of barbels possible. There's a nasal barbel on top of the mouth, maxillary barbels to the side of the mouth, and then mental barbels down below the mouth. The Japanese catfish has a number of distinguishing features that are shared with other members of its family, the Siluridae. This species is Silurus asotus, the Asian or Amur catfish. The distinguishing features of the catfish in the catfish prints that really identify it immediately as a member of this family Siluridae and really in the genus Silurus. That includes this long kind of dorsum without a prominent dorsal fin, just this really tiny little dorsal fin. The small caudal fin, not a big tail fin, but then this really long anal fin. A big mouth, you see in a lot of the images, this big catfish mouth associated with these barbels, the maxillary barbels. So those are all distinguishing features that are present throughout the prints that make it quite clear which species the people in that time period were interacting with. One of the distinguishing features of catfish is just how sensitive they are to their environment. They have these barbels that help them taste and touch the environment. Some catfishes can actually sense electricity in the environment. And so major disruptions of an environment like an earthquake, we would expect that catfishes to be able to sense that vibration in the environment and to be sensitive. They also live in the bottoms of rivers in cavities that might be especially impacted by landslides resulting from an earthquake. I'm interested in the evolutionary origins, the contemporary ecologies, the diversity and the conservation of mostly catfishes in South America, really the entire freshwater ecosystem in South America, which is the most biodiverse freshwater ecosystem on Earth, but using catfishes as a model for understanding the broader ecosystem. And so they provide an excellent kind of system to study as a subset of overall diversity that's a little bit more manageable to get a handle on questions like the ancient history, origins of biodiversity, how these ecosystems interact today, and the threats that they face from human impacts.